Blessings, soul family. This is Kathy, and I'm going to do an all signs reading for June 10th through 16th. And here's our layout. And what you can see in this layout, the things that I'm going to point out are going to be how we're going to read these cards. As you can see, the 31, the 28, and the 30, those are all cards that are in the mastery level, and they need to be reduced down into the first 9 cards. We're going to do that. So that'll be the first thing you do, and that's how we're going to code it. And so let's begin the reading. So the first card in that first position, which is the you right now, how you're appearing in all your glory. And that code is it's like you in the world right now. And so that 31 is a master level card, and it is a 4, and it is Cancer, and it's the alchemist. And it's what I'm seeing with that, it's really going to move you out of your programming. So it's like that is the coding, which is the frequency that's coming in. And we're gonna read the negative, and then we're gonna read the positive. Let's read the negative first. So that code 4, which is the alchemist, is looping in your program. It's a 31, so it's a mastery level. So what I'm seeing with that is that you have that ability to clear that and move into the positive of the 4. And so let's go to that second position. That second position is the 6, and it represents soul family, and it's an awakening level card. And this is the reflection of you right now. So and it is actually Virgo, connected to Virgo, and it is the reprogrammer. And what we're seeing with what it's reflecting is unraveling and allowing the primal body to lead. It's like you're stuck in those first 3 levels, and it just keeps looping. And then we move down to the bottom. The 8th position, that is the position of what does the divine want you to see? What's hidden from you? And so what I'm seeing with that is that card in the negative is you're holding on so tight, and it's a resistance to change. And that position is Scorpio, the magician. And it's the inability to stay on course. Once you start something, it's like you just keep getting distracted. And what the divine wants you to see is that you have the ability to change that from programming and code that into abundance and flow. It's a really fun card. And then we move over here to the 5, which is the change. The co-creation with the divine is that what we're seeing here is that controlling outcome is it's like you just always want to control. And so what it's connected to in the astrology is the Leo and the shapeshifter. And it's like I said, it's controlling outcomes. You are in flow, but controlling from the first 3 levels. And then we move on up to the 28. And so the 28 is, that is a code 1. And that's particles of possibility. And that, and it's Aries, and it's the inventor, innovator. And what the negative code on that is moving into, it's the 1 which is you care about what others think. And then we move up into the 2 cards at the top. And because you have that 30 there, that 3 is at the mastery level. And what that is telling us is that that card is a 3, and it represents that feeling and lacking of creativity. It's like you're stuck. You're stuck in that looping cycle and you can't move forward. And then the 7 is supporting that, and it's particles of probability, and it's code 7, which is the messenger, and it's Libra. And that is where that negative code just really keeps those static wounds looping around. So now we're going to take the divine technology, the Lu, which is the luminous. This is the scalar, which turns on the technology. And then this is the expression of the technology. So let's do the first code, which is that number 7. And we're going to go in and we're going to just cancel, clear, and delete the programs, the programming programs, the primal body, the resistance to change. We're just going to cancel, clear, and delete. We're going to delete those programs. And then the next we're going to bring in the positive. And though it's so, you're having that resistance to change, controlling outcomes, what others think, lack, and static wounds. And so just take the Lu. We're going to look at this Lu. We're going to look at it a second, and then we're going to close our eyes and attune to the luminous and allow all of those programs to just move into random. So move into neutrality and move into random. Now we're going to bring in the scalar, and the scalar turns on the frequencies, and it turns on the scalar. And that scalar wave does not diminish. It's not like a wave that just will fizzle out. This is the scalar, and this turns on the rainbow frequencies, which are elements that really bring in the neutrality at a total level. And then we move from the scalar over to the 33. And so this 33 clears everything and moves it into expression. You're not looking at observation, you're moving into the frequency. So this is your clearing for this ascended astrology reading. Now, let's read the codes in frequency, moving it into mastery. So let's go the 4, which is that 4, which is reduced down into the master level. It is holding the positive frequency of thought outside of programming. That 4 is moving you up after the clearing happened into the outside of the programming, and it's creating no timelines. And then we move to the 6, which is in that 6 is the scalar. And so it is actually it's the code 6, which is the Virgo. It's the reprogrammer. It's the perfect card with that 4, which is the alchemist. So the alchemist is creating alchemy, and that 6 is just releasing the DNA distortions, and it's just holding a higher frequency. Then you move into that 8, which is the Scorpio, and it's the magician. It's living outside of time. You're able to shift anything that is focused on abundance. It's the Midas touch. That's what the divine wants you to see, is that Midas touch. And then we move over to the left, and we're going to see that 5. That 5, when you're working with the divine, it's creating this this Leo, which is the shapeshifter. It's allowing you, it's just moving you into that beautiful movement without resistance. And that 5 is at the awakening level. And so we go to the fifth position, and that's we're looking at particles of possibility. And it is that 28 reduces down to 1 at the mastery level. And so holding thought outside of programming. As you moved around the wheel, you can see how this is just really unfolding into a perfect expression. And then we move up into that 3, which is Gemini, which is the architect. And it's moving in and creating the new blueprint from information held within the intelligence. And then it's supported by the 7, which is Libra, code 7, and it's the messenger. And it's like have direct, clear communication or ability to sense, hear, see, or know from the intelligence. And then what we're going to show you now is there's one more card to support, and it's an I am card. And the I am card that you chose, and this is actually the 33, and it's the I am my soul's essence. And at the bottom line is you are moving into expand into your soul's essence and witness the miracles, because what has been created here is of the miracle pattern. And so it's a 33. So now we're going to go in and really bring in a Om code, and we're going to bring in the negative code. We're going to go into the master cell in the pineal gland, and we're going to look at this code. We're going to bring in the -6, the -1, the -8, the -4, the -5, and the -7. We're going to just trace along the DNA, and we're going to totally find the place where there's a little bump, and we're going to watch that negative code just move into random. It's just dissipating as we're moving. Now we're going to go in and create the positive code, and the positive code is based on this reading with your cards. And so we have the +4, the +6, the +8, the +5, the +1, and then the 2 cards that are supporting are the +3 and the +7. So, and then so now we're going to move up into that ascended DNA, and we're going to bring in the highest reflection of these codes. And we're going to just code you for that. We're going to take it from the master cell in the pineal, and we're going to really see that white blue light come in. And as you're bringing in that white blue light, we're going to see it trace along the brain. We're going to see it move down past the Zill point and moving down the spine and up to the pineal gland again. And we're just really seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing, and watching the transition from these negative codes into these master codes. So I want to bring in one more time the positive expression, because the negative has been sent into random. And so let's bring in that positive Om code one more time. It's the +4, the +6, the +8, the +5, the +6, nope, +5, +1, and then the 2 cards together, the +3 and the +7. So Om codes are always either 3 or it's mostly 7 numbers, and they'll create the Om codes. So this is your reading for June 10th through the 16th with the journey cards, the astrology, and the ascended astrology, and then the what the each number 1 through 9 It would be actually 1 through 9, 11, 22, and 33. And these are the codes that we picked for this week. So thank you. I love you. It is done. And we will see you next week.